Hello. Happy
cute.
Monday. Welcome.
Happy Monday, November 3rd, 1961.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I was so born in the wrong decade.
Oh my God. I would never want to live in the 60s.
Oh my gosh. The fashion alone.
It's the people that I wouldn't want to deal with.
Well,
but the people I do want to deal with.
Are they better?
Yeah, these people. I want to deal with these people. I like these people.
These people are all better.
Our friends, especially this one. Hi. I like that one. And a Rapunzel.
Yay.
Oh, thank you. Yes, this is my totally this shirt totally already had this peace symbol on it, and I didn't tape it on with white masking tape. I did not do that.
Thanks, Aaron.
That's fantastic. So yeah, this is our closet cosplay for 1960s in celebration for their look in this episode. Their look in this episode is probably one of the better ones in like the entirety of this show, I think.
It's pretty good.
I love it. Oh, and
they all look so different. Like it is all very much their own personality. They look great.
And they all kind of like embrace different kind of niches of the 60s, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have like, the John Travolta Saturday Night Fever on the left, and then like the kind of hippie but more like spiritual type. Her name's Jen in the show. In the middle on the left there, and then in the middle, Allian, she's like the rebel, and then like Liza Minnelli basically is Patti LuPone, and the other two are just really their own thing because what can you do? But speaking of someone who does their own thing, and has what happened?
She doesn't like 60s and 70s style. I am even wearing bell-bottom pants right now, you guys. I love it so much.
Yeah, okay. I mean, like, I'm not huge. Oh, you went with the pants too? No, I'm wearing my pajamas.
I have bell-bottom pants on too.
That's a lot. I am wearing my pajamas. I'm wearing my the child pajamas as I usually do. Because no one can see.
I will say this. They are my house bell bottoms. They're my house pants. I wear when I get home, but still.
That's fair. All right. Now, as I was alluding to, another person who has fantastic costumes, I have to say, she has. I've seen her in many a costume. Is waiting patiently backstage for us. So let's see who that is.
Look, here comes an awesome guest.
I forgot to play the thing. I clicked. Hi. I clicked on it backwards as I usually do. Hi, Kyoko.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Or as I want to call you all the time, she who writes monsters.
Yes, you are welcome to call me that. That is my website for a reason.
I love that website. It's a great freaking website.
Thank you.
Like, that's a great name. Like, it's perfect. So welcome. You are would you say multi-genre? Yeah, like you don't write in a singular genre. So multi-genre, fantasy, science fiction, also superhero author. What's your elevator pitch type thing that you have?
Oh, hi, Aaron. So when I'm at shows, typically I either do Jurassic Park with Dragons as my tagline, or I do Constantine with a grumpy Afro-Latina woman with a drinking problem.
That's great.
And then if I pitch the Starlight Contingency, it's basically I just call it my love letter to Titan AE, the Don Bluth film.
Oh God, that was such a good movie.
It was such a good movie. It's so underrated. So I just kind of like the story behind that is, like I said, I met John Hartness several years ago, and he asked me to pitch something, and I had a list of different things. And one of them was this, and I actually wrote it for NaNoWriMo back in 2011, and I had no plans of ever continuing or picking it back up. but I had it already. It was about 90. It was 70% finished. So I actually did beat NaNoWriMo this year that I tried it, and I had just dropped the manuscript, and didn't think anything of it. But when he asked me for stuff that I had that was generally finished, I had 3 pitches, and I pitched that one, and he happened to like it. But hey, nice to see you. And so that was really it. It was just that I had sat down and I was like, well, what's something I can write 50,000 words about? I was like, I can write 50,000 words about Titan AE. I watched it way too many times as a kid.
Wow.
That's fucking funny. That's funny. And John Hartness, proprietor of Falstaff Books, the awesome dude. If you've ever been to a Jordan Con or really any Atlanta area or even just Southeast area convention, it's possible you've seen him.
You've definitely seen him. I have a funny story to share about him very quickly before we get started.
Oh, shoot.
Multiverse. We had just come out of the panel. It was a different panel. It was a little bit later into the afternoon, and I was talking to someone I had met on the panel about she was an interpreter, which I thought was fascinating because the second book in that series actually has a big component of the characters using American Sign Language. And so we were just tracking back and forth. And so because I'm facing the hallway, my head is this way and I'm talking to her. And someone comes up like literally right here and starts breathing heavily.
No.
And I don't turn my head, nor do I acknowledge because I know it's John. He was like, you know how I know that this is okay? Because only John Hartness would walk up to, a Black woman in the South and leer over her shoulder. He gets those privileges because he is John. Anyone else would have gotten, the knuckle sandwich. And he's like, and I'm glad that I know that about you. I knew that I could come up to you and just leer and you would know it was me immediately. Because that's only funny. John would do that. John is a safe space.
So you 100%. Were you in your purple princess? I'm not sure what you were dressed as in this one.
So this con I did actually a new dress. It was a new dress. It was a new purple one that I got from
it was gorgeous. I just didn't know if you were just being like just a fairy princess of yourself or okay, that's cool.
It was just me. I was not cosplaying anything in particular.
Because on the Friday when I saw you and I couldn't find a picture of it, but you had the Wonder Woman dress, which was fantastic.
So that's my Captain Marvel gown I got from the Marvel.
Captain Marvel. That's what I meant.
No, that's okay. That's why I never correct people. It literally that is her color scheme. So anybody who thinks it's Wonder Woman, that's also a compliment. I love Wonder Woman. So.
That it was the same kind of palette as the first Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, like because it was a little darker.
Yeah,
that's what made me think of it too. And it's funny too because where's my camera? There it is. I don't know if you can really see it, but in my background I have a Captain Marvel statue right there because I love Captain Marvel. I loved the movie The Marvels. I really hope that they continue with that storyline. I'm very excited.
But and that was a funny thing. Like I was in the theater, and the second she walked out in that gown, I said, "That is mine." I am the instant I leave this theater, and you bet the second my phone was back on and I was in the car after the Marvels, I was already Googling how to get that dress because I knew it was going to be mine. And
that's
Her Universe was the wonderful company that decided to carry that one, and in big girl sizes, which made it even more wonderful. I wasn't stuck with the skinny bitch sizes.
We love a size inclusive company.
Yes, I love when they do actual inclusive sizing and not just like, not like make a one size fits all. That's really just like a 2X or something.
Yeah, exactly. So I love you skinny girls. I'm so happy for you, but it is really hard when you're curvy and you want to copy it. I very much thank them. I had to give them a shout out for having that outfit.
That's cool. That's awesome. So you have an interesting attachment to the Marvel universe though. So I didn't go through all of yours. You have a lot of celebrity pictures that you've taken with celebrities, probably almost the entire Marvel cast, I would say.
It's getting up there.
Yeah. But you also have a professional connection with the Marvel universe through several works, but this one, which was the Sam Wilson Captain America comic that you did a story on, which was I forgot when this came out.
So this is this past February.
That's what I thought. I was going to say this was recent, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome. So how did that come about, and what was that like to work on that?
Absolutely. So that came about through the first anthology, which is Black Panther Tales of Wakanda. So that was the one that we did in 2021. And so it was, all of these are short story anthologies. And what happened with that one is that a gentleman named Dr. Glenn Paris, who's an author, he's in our writers group. He wrote Dragon's Ear and Eye Candy and The Painkillers. And he and I had met at a con in the past. And it turned out he was already in the anthology, and they were getting towards the end of when it was finished. And they said, oh, okay. So we ended up wanting just a handful of new authors to round out the rest of who we have. Do you have any suggestions? And he suggested me, and they looked me up and they said, okay, her credits look okay. And so they reached out and said, hey, would you pitch a story to us? We have this number of characters and we have stories for them. So you would pick from this pool, just pick one.
That's cool. So they give you like a lineup of characters to pick from?
Yeah, that was
cool.
really
like
cool. And it was, yeah, I got excited because he seemed apologetic because he was like, well, I'm really sorry if you wanted to write about Shuri. And I was like, oh, hilariously, my favorite is Okoye, and she was available. So that was perfect. Awesome. It worked out for me. I adore Shuri, but I like Okoye again as a Black woman from the South who was very crotchety and very protective of the people in my life. Okoye, the moment I saw her, was like my goddess. I have been waiting for you for years.
Oh my God.
The only reason I have not cosplayed as her is, believe it or not, I just simply have not found the costume that I think would do her justice. I got the Spirit Halloween one. I was like, no, it's not good enough. I need to wait until I find what I'm going to look like.
Yeah, that one's got to be special.
It's got to be special because it's so cool. I got to honor my girl. And so that's what I did. I pitched a story where a girl had been kidnapped in Wakanda, and they were trying to take her outside of it to be sold in a human trafficking ring. And so T'Challa comes to Okoye and says, hey, we got intel that they're trying to get her out of the city, and we've got a limited amount of time. Can you have this up as my general to bring the little girl back? Because her mother was part of their council. Well, I mean, they would have helped anyway, but that was part of the connection. It's like the urgency was certainly that because she was a member of the council when her daughter was taken. Yeah. And so after that went over really well, and like I said, the anthology sold really well. So they decided, okay.
I want to point out real quick, sorry to interrupt. I just want to point out real quick also. So like, here's the cover art for the Black Panther one. Though, so your billing though, you had your name on it, but it was on the back cover. And you got an upgrade on this next one though. You got your name on the cover, so that's pretty awesome.
I know, it was shocking. So that actually has a story too. The first one we did, we were a lot more in the process. So Glenn had actually hired a social media campaign manager, and we did like little interviews and stuff to promote the book. And then when they jumped ahead and said, okay, well, since Sam's movie is coming out, we're going to go ahead and do an anthology. Even though these are about the comics, they still like to release them together because that's just a year when he's doing really well. And so what happened is so they basically tapped me for this one after the first one did really well. And said, did I want to do it? I said, oh yeah, absolutely. So I wrote my story, sent it in, they paid me. And then, but we were left out of the process between when they paid us and when it was going to come out. Because what happened is, because they wanted it to line up closer to when the movie was out, the movie actually got moved, I think, twice on the schedule. Yeah. So they moved our book twice. And so I had actually lost a little bit of track of when the next date was out. And I woke up one day and my friend had DM'd me on Facebook. She said, hey, the book cover's up. I went, oh, perfect. And so I'm just about to go post about the book and all this other stuff. She's like, no, you didn't look at it, did you? I said, what? She said, look at the cover, stupid. And I look and I go, my name's on the cover this time. No, I didn't know that. So like
that's awesome.
Wow.
I know. That's yes, so I had a full-on freak out, and then I had another freak out when so after what happened is they actually do have two covers. So we had a couple authors drop, and so they didn't redo the image, just the names. And so that's why I didn't think to look at it, because my name wasn't on the original cover. I just wasn't thinking anything. And then when they announced it, after they updated which authors were in it, they picked my story and told me it was first. So that was the other one of like,
that's
what do you mean
awesome.
my story? I'm on the cover and my story is first. Like, again, still to this day, absolute shock. Absolutely.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Oh,
so
yeah,
okay. So you said sorry, go ahead.
You get, no, I was saying it was humble.
I was gonna say, so you said you submitted your story, like, and then didn't hear from them basically, and then the cover art came out. Do you see any kind of cells or pictures or anything like that, or do they just give you like a framework for the story, tell you to write the story, and then they take that and add it to the frames themselves and all that?
Surprisingly, surprisingly, they took both my stories absolutely as is. They didn't ask for major revisions. They didn't ask me to hit certain beats. No, I just pitched both of them. I pitched it and they said, write it as is. And I was like, oh, okay. So especially the first time, I was so nervous because again, I've been writing fan fiction since I was 15. So that part, I wasn't stressed out about, oh, well, I know the character. Duh. I've been hanging out with these characters for a decade. So that part,
I know these characters' voices, no problem.
Yes, the voice was fine. But again, writing professionally at that point, I was very nervous in terms of like, oh, okay, well, I hope they like my style of humor.
Yeah.
So just to describe. So the first story is very straightforward. It is that Okoye comes into the throne room and T'Challa finds out the lady has just come to her saying her child was stolen. And they
before you go further in, I just want to see where your frame of mind was for Okoye. Was it I forgot her last name, Denai
Guerrera?
Guerrera. Were you picturing her in your mind when you were doing it? Okay, I just want to. Okay.
I was. Now we are supposed to be writing about their comic book equivalent, so I did have to go and double check their backstory. But I'm like, no, I was picturing Okoye as Denai the entire time.
Okay.
And so all that it is that she comes into the room, he tells her the case, and then so they interview the mom, and she talks about what she remembers from the abduction. And one of the clues is that the human trafficking they were already trying to stop. She's familiar with it, and she knows there's one guy they actually just arrested, and so she goes to interrogate him. And that was the neat part of like I thought about it from a technical standpoint. I have created a Marvel character. I'm sorry, can you hear me? Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, I can hear you. Sorry.
I had I had to make up like the main guy who was the guy they caught who was doing the human trafficking before, and so she goes to him for clues, and then she like kind of figures the information out. But that was really exciting. I'm like, oh, I've created my own little Marvel character. I mean, he's just this little side scumbag because he is. But it was really fun. And so then she goes and like she fakes that she's another human trafficker that's interested in what they're doing. And then she goes down there and cleans house because Okoye, take care of business.
No, you own it. You created a Marvel character. You own it.
Nice. Right. I'm
having a technical thing. I'll just be semi AFK for 1 second.
Oh no.
Okay.
What happened?
But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. But no, they actually did not like ask me to do like, oh, you need to do this or don't do that. The only thing that came through was when we they asked me to do the Falcon story. They said no cursing, which is hilarious because I was like, I mean, I don't think any of my characters were particularly profane the first time, but they were like, and so what happened is I'm just writing the story and I got to a point where Rumlow says something smart and I wrote whatever smart ass. I stopped. Oh yeah.
Can't
told me no. I actually had to stop and go, what's the rated G version of smartass? I've been cursing for the last 20 years and I don't remember how to say things rated G anymore. So I had to go, oh, Alec, smart Alec. Yeah, that's what you say in a rated G. So that was a little bit funny. But no, I was very surprised because I kind of put a little bit of a, not racy, but a little bit of a risky ending on the Falcon story. And I thought they were going to make me change it, but they didn't. And I was like, you trusted me. Okay. Because I sure did think they were going to make me change it.
I feel like that's a big thing for like Marvel, like comic books to take your story, especially for like very well-established characters. Like these aren't small characters and have no, like you nailed the characters and like the whatever they were going for so well that they didn't ask for any revisions or changes. And that's crazy. That's awesome.
That's impressive.
It was so awesome. No, I was like I said, this entire time I've been floored because I'm just so wanting to do them justice and making sure that every word on that page is as good as I could make it to be. And they were like, yeah, no, you got it perfect. I was like,
that's awesome.
Both times, cool. They were like, nope. The first time they had one line, they said, oh, you missed a line about something up here. Just put it down there. And then the second time, I think nothing came back. I think nothing came back at all.
That's got to be scary at first, but then when like you see them actually like, okay, they're using it. Okay, no, now I'm good. But for a long time, I'm sure it's like terrifying. Like say something.
Oh, yes. It was very nerve wracking. What was very cute though is like when I got the final copy. And I looked at what they had changed. It was very teeny tiny stuff, but the one that cracked me up is something I definitely wouldn't have thought of. There's a line in the dialogue where he's saying, "Oh, so he's like Aquaman but with birds," because obviously remember Sam is in the comics is Sam talks to birds. So his red wing is a real actual falcon. And they changed the line too. So he's like Ant-Man, but with birds. Because I was like, oh, you're so right. That's your competitor. Why did I name your competitor when I compared the talking to birds thing? I was like, you guys are totally right. I should have said Ant-Man. But it was so cute that I'm a DC and a Marvel girl. My brain did not even flag that. I'm like, oh yeah, why am I doing that? This is a Marvel story. We don't even talk about DC.
That's funny.
So yeah, it was a great experience, and I loved it.
They probably get that. That probably happens more often than you would think.
Oh, sure. Again, because it's something I didn't think of, but it made total sense. I'm like, oh God, you're totally right. That, and again, we do have, so Ant-Man does talk to ants in the comics, and he does in the movies too. So.
Yep. Kinda, yeah. They okay. So for those who are new and haven't done our watch party before, if you click on the Discord link that's in the chat, it'll take you to our watch party and show you how to do the watch party things. And for those who don't want to go through the Discord and to watch along, I will have a clock right there. I have it queued up a little bit, so I will match the clock up to the runtime of the show so that you guys could follow that way. But we'll give everyone a chance to go connect to Discord and or queue the show up and stuff before we get going. Okay, so when we talked before. It's fine. When we talked before, when I asked if you could fill in for today, by the way, thank you very much. And I'm so excited because I'm excited extra because of what I'm about to say. So you did not like the ending of the show very much.
No, I did not.
You told me. Yes. So I want to hear all of your thoughts on that and, what you think would have been better. Now, again, this is full spoilers for the Agatha All Along. We've already opened that up in the last episode, so just give everyone a heads up for a second. But what was it about the ending that you didn't like?
It is simply this. I have been a person where you have never needed to justify someone's behavior to me if you have introduced it. This is an unapologetic a-hole of character. If you're a piece of shit, go be the biggest piece of shit you can. I am behind you 100% of the way. And they introduced her as a terrible piece of shit. And it's perfect because she doesn't try to be anything other than a horrible piece of shit. And I am behind it 1,000%. I get an issue when you have introduced me to a piece of shit and then you go back in their backstory and you go, oh, poor whoever you are. Look at this tragic thing that makes them act like this. No, go to therapy. Go to therapy. Okay, I don't
say that a lot.
To that. But so for example, one of my favorite people in the world is Loki. I adore him. I have pictures with Tom Hiddleston and all. I write so much fanfiction about Loki. Loki should have gone to therapy instead of what he did, which was, attack the earth. I'm sorry, babe.
Well,
go to therapy. You're old enough.
I agree. Loki should have went to therapy, but even better, I feel like Odin should have been in therapy.
Oh my God. Odin should have been on the couch already and drag Loki in the room. No, Odin's ass. I can't start on the millennium of therapy that Odin needed.
Oh yeah,
he's responsible for all this mess. Because good Lord. But anyway,
so much of it.
I can't take it if you're going to introduce someone to me who is a villain protagonist, and I accepted that and I like that about them, but you go behind them and go, oh, poor them, look at this.
Feel for them.
Feel for them. No, I don't want to feel for them. And again, you are asking me to feel for someone who has committed genocide of women of color for her own reason. Like I said, it would be different if this was something that was introduced early and she's a piece of shit. That's fine if you had done them simultaneously, but you made her a piece of shit all the way to the end. And then you asked me to go back and feel sorry for her when she committed genocide just to commit genocide. I'm very sure there are other ways that she could have lived her life to get the powers that she wanted. She chose to murder thousands of women. And again, women of color specifically. I can't take it. I can't take a white woman killing people of color. And the narrative is acting as if I'm supposed to sympathize or care or any of that. I'm sorry. If you had done this in the beginning and told me that's why she's like this, it would have helped, but it wouldn't have been everything. But I can't take it because we find out that all of it was pointless. So those two women of color died for nothing. for absolutely nothing. And then he's just magically fine with it. He's so freaked out at first, and then magically nothing's changed in their conversation, and he's suddenly okay with being a murderer. He just goes, yeah, fuck it. I'm just a murderer now. We're gonna go hang out. What in this conversation is different from when we started to what you just said, which is I'm fine hanging out with a mass murderer. So
that's
like
fair.
I said, it's just it just took all the wind out of my sails, specifically because those two sacrificed themselves. And that's all I mean. If the two of them had done that and it was in service to the rest of the narrative, I would not have that complaint. I would feel bad, but I would accept it. I'd be like, oh, well, it had to be that way because like I said, both of them gave their lives in something that they thought was sincere, just to find out, no, you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and you made this whole thing up. So they're just dead because they're just dead. And then again, the very, very last insult for me was the fact that everyone's backstory except Jen's was going into. And I'm going, the one black girl, and you couldn't give me a flashback, you couldn't give me a flash forward, nothing. But she's still alive, and we might talk about her later. That's not good enough.
Yeah.
But this narrative,
I was gonna ask,
now,
that's what I was gonna ask. She survived, right? Yeah.
She did. Yeah, we see her fly away. And I was like, that's fine, but it's not fair that we go into literally everyone's backstory and not Jen's. Why did she not
they gave us like nothing other than like the 1920s when she got invited to the thing and the guy in Boston and the guy bound her magic or whatever. But then you find out, it was
there were way too many. Well, it's just that when they get in the little isolated room, it just, like I said, it's too short. It's just she just kind of gets over it and she's gone. You're like, whoa. Now, why was this an ordeal for the rest of them with a lot of development and things? And hers is just over so fast. So again, it's just more of that could have been more careful writing in Jen's case. But like I said, for me, it's just I do not like it, especially if it's a white woman and she's done something where if it was anybody else, they would not be treated that way. I don't understand why they felt this need to like justify why she's like that. No, just let her be like that. I don't need a reason. It's okay.
Especially like because like I hope and like especially after Ironheart, which minor spoilers for Ironheart, but like Mephisto coming in and having Eddie Ray what's his name?
Which guy?
Ryan? No. Ghost Rider. Reyes. Robbie
Reyes.
Reyes.
Bobby Reyes. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Where they were going to have, him maybe as Ghost Rider. They got, they kind of brought Hugh Jackman back in with Wolverine. Like I was hoping for maybe a Midnight Suns thing with Agatha and with Jennifer Hale alive. It could be interesting to have Jennifer thrown in there too. And like, if they did that, since a lot of like the characters in that are not, they're anti-hero / sometimes villain characters, a lot of them in the Midnight Suns. And Constantine was also, not Constantine, sorry. Doctor Strange. I was thinking about Constantine.
Well, because think about it, they're almost parallels because Constantine is kind of like in his sort of like they're equivalent to that. Yeah. Yeah.
He's kind of like the Sorcerer Supreme or whatever for Earth, kind of. But with Doctor Strange and stuff, like there are a lot of characters in that are villains, so they could like still leave. They could have left Agatha as like a more die-in-the-wool villain and still included her on like a group with something like that. Because even if you're a villain, like she's a villain in the sense of she kills people and takes their powers. So like she doesn't want to end the universe or end existence. Like she wants to kill more people and take their powers. So like even if there was some universal ending thing, it would make sense for even a character like Agatha to help. Think
about it. And I hate saying this because I'm the opposite, because I hate him and I wish he was never introduced now. But John Walker is a good example of that for Thunderbolts. It was like even the worst piece of shit in the MCU, because that's exactly what he is, can look at something and go, oh, you know what? That's a lot worse. You know what? I better do the right thing and help everybody out. I'm still not doing it for noble reasons and I'm still not a good person. However, that's so much worse. Okay, I'm going to go help. Like, I can't believe Agatha doing that. I agree. I really do hope her side, because it's coming out on this side closer to Ironheart, where we did finally get our Mephisto confirmation, means that maybe it'll sort of be in that same umbrella. I would love to see that. Captain Colonizer.
Yeah, Timu Captain America.
Timu Captain America.
Timu.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get ready to press play on the show. I think we gave everyone enough time to queue it up and get everything ready, and then I'll align the timer to the show once it reaches there. But I'll give everyone a little countdown. So 3, 2, 1, and play. Should be good. Timer's going. Looks like it's all lined up. Okay, we're good. And we'll share the link in the for the Discord thing continuously throughout the thing. So if you miss anything, it'll be there. We're not going to skip recaps or the opener or anything like that. So if you're following along, just leave it in there for those purposes. Oh, excuse me.
It's also a complicated feeling because I wanted to cosplay the heck out of Death, and I was like, how do I cosplay you when I don't like the show?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the rest of the show is good.
It is, and it's why like I have to untangle my feelings from it. It's really the ending. I was like, no, I was enjoying the heck out of it.
Yeah, I mean, especially this episode. Like, this episode is just fun. You know what I mean? It's fun, but it's also deep. Like, I love oh shit, what the fuck's her name? Ali On, who plays Alice in this, which is funny.
Yeah, I like her a lot.
Ali. She what she goes through in this, like, breaking this generational curse that's been with her family for so long, and like she has this breakthrough where it's like, I thought it was me, you know. She says, I thought it was me, I thought I was the problem. Like, that was a great moment for her character.
I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, like I said, I wanted to know more. I really did. Her and Patti LuPone's character in particular, those are my two favorites easily.
I have a little bit of a bias to Patti LuPone's character because I'm also Sicilian. So
she's awesome. I mean that. Yeah. She's so great. Everything I see her in, I like her.
She's so great.
She is.
So I found out some cool things while reading about the show. So one is, like, specifically, if you look at her, Agatha, right here, half of her hair is done up in like a similar fashion from how it was in the first episode, and the other half is all completely undone and loose now. So I went and, like, looked up some behind the scenes stuff, and specifically the hair stylist said that Catherine Hahn's hair throughout the show is a reflection of her mental state. Mm-hmm. So when it was all tight and done up and stuff in episode 1, it was because she was in control, put together, like she knew what she was doing. And then as the show progresses, which by this episode, it's almost completely undone. Mm-hmm. Like, see, now it's completely undone. She, her hair is completely loose, and now she doesn't know, like, what to do. She's lost some sense of herself, and she's lost some sense of her connection to her coven, which he's, I think, starting to finally realize is like a real coven at this point.
Mm-hmm. I still don't care for the fact that the little old lady just died just to die. Same thing. I was like, I thought that was going to be in service to something, and she just dies. And it's like, well, what? To establish that the stakes are real? I already know the stakes are real. Why did you bring her here just to off her, and she doesn't mean anything?
Especially because they're going to be killing, like, other characters. It's not like she's the only one that dies.
But that's also leading to my theory of, like, to me, it felt like this show was similar to Multiverse of Madness, but it turns out was not finished by the time they started filming, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Why would you not have written the end? That's going to change so many things in your filming process. When they got to the end, it's why that ending is so blah.
Yeah, but that's been a criticism of Marvel for a while now, is that they don't finish scripts before they start filming the damn shows or movies.
Which is insane. You can't do that. It's good. Everything I have ever written in my life, if I didn't know the ending before I was promoting it or talking about it, oh my God, I would shoot myself in the foot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Like it makes a little sense to, like, have maybe some of the dialogue be flowy, especially when you have like Robert Downey Jr. and Paul Bettany and like actors like that improv a lot. But to not have the story.
You need to have an end. Yeah, you need to know where you're going. How can you tell a story?
Trajectory. That's exactly it. Because of things like this, it changes pacing. And then, like I said, there are things that if you don't pay things off because you forgot about it in the first place, we're going to notice that because you didn't write this. You just started filming before you were done. So, like I said, at the end they go, Rox did it. Okay.
Yeah. She did have a really great dramatic coat flip there when she spun around. It was pretty great.
I loved her outfits in general. They did make Catherine Hahn look phenomenal. If I was her, I'd be walking around in these Agatha outfits.
100%. Especially just this simple like like this one that I showed already from like there's nothing like overly witchy. Like the coat that she's wearing does flow like robes or whatever, but I don't think it's anything too crazy. Like I feel like she could wear that out, no issues whatsoever. I feel like all of them could.
Yeah, I agree.
Ali An looks awesome in her. She's always got the little rebel vibe in all of the eras that they go in.
Mm-hmm.
I had a funny. Where is it? I don't know if I have the picture anymore. I had a funny juxtaposition.
That will forever be the example of.
That's fair. That's entirely fair. The I mentioned I had been watching. Oh, I forgot to bring that up. I mentioned I had been watching The Diplomat, and Ali An is in it. So.
Okay, good. I was hoping somebody was gonna bring it up. So Diplomat is my shit. Not the
I fucking love it, dude.
Those first 2 seasons are something else, man. I was having some good shit. Good. I am sad to say I do not love that 3rd season one bit.
It's okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like awful, but I was sitting there like, oh, it's not as good as 1 and 2 though. So,
nah.
I hope they fix that. But.
The character dialogue was fun and like the character interactions, but yeah, it's weak. The storytelling is a little weak, but
that's all. Like I said, it was just that I can't tell if they were told or they decided to focus on character, and it was like, that's fine, but the stuff that you picked is not riveting.
Yeah,
that was the problem. So.
One of my favorite things going back and rewatching this show, though, and I'm thinking about it now because she's doing her stuff on the road, is all of the times that Agatha wants to be like, I made this shit up. Stop trying to correct me.
Why are you telling me the rules to what I?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, also, Aubrey Plaza said that when she broke out of the ground there, it's like a blink and you miss it, but like her hand came out first and then the way her body comes out there is all jerky. She wanted to model it like Scarlet Witch in Multiverse of Madness because they had.
I did hear someone say that.
Yeah, they had done part of it already. So like when she comes out there, she reaches her hand out like that.
I remember that moment because I was sitting in the theater like, please never show me this image again.
Yeah.
It was gross.
It just goes to show you that they could very easily, if they wanted to do this show and that movie, whatever you think of them aside, it shows that Marvel, if they wanted, could go into like different genre movies if they wanted, like DC is saying they're going to do. We'll see if they pull that off. But like, you could do a full horror Marvel movie with these types of characters. I think they were
testing the waters between Agatha, Multiverse of Madness, and then Werewolf by Night. Yeah, they definitely were testing them. And like I said, it's why everybody was so jazzed about Mahershala being the Blade. Because it was like, oh, of course. So we've already proven so far that you guys can actually handle horror pretty good. You did very well with Sam Raimi, and we like the ending. But the movie in general, all of those bells and whistles that he puts on his films did really well. So I think they could. I really do.
Yeah, the road is
the other little Wizard of Oz reference with the way Rio like takes off down the road. She does like the little skip walk like they do.
Oh yes, I actually have a picture for that. Where was it? I saved a picture of her walking down the road like that. Oh, where is it? I don't know. Can't find it. I'll find it eventually and bring it up. But like she's walking like Dorothy does in the beginning of Wizard of Oz when she's like stepping down the road for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many pictures. Oh, I found it.
I still like that.
What a scary bitch. I fucking love her so much.
I know.
They got a little bit, like, they did a little bit of, like, I feel like with the leaves, they wanted to make it like a little hint of yellow for like the yellow brick road. Like I definitely felt like that. But yeah, there you go.
Gotcha. But yeah, that is that's the cosplay outfit I want. Oh god, like just Aubrey probably killed. Same thing. If I was her, I'd be walking around in that outfit all day long just because I look good.
Yeah, I they could do amazing things with Star Wars, but that's a panel for another time. The Marvel one, like, there's so much to pull from with the Darkhold and the demons and like the Vengeance demon that's Ghost Rider and Agatha and all of the Doctor Strange like magical things. There's a lot of old ones and Lovecraftian type monsters. So much.
That's what I want. I would love to see a little Lovecraft in the MCU. I really love that. Well, especially since I got older and realized that most of his stuff is public domain. I'm like, why do we not have wall-to-wall Cthulhu movies? We should have wall-to-wall Cthulhu movies by now.
That's fair. I mean, a lot of people do pull from it, but, you know, I guess, I don't know, because Lovecraft was a shit person, too. They don't want to give him...
To be fair, that's why I kind of took it with a grain of salt. I was like, well, we also know he was a whole asshole. So it's like, I get why you would not want to do, because it's like, but we also are making a whole new Harry Potter, so we don't care.
Yeah.
So, here we are.
I love the outfits here. Oh, you got the same exact glasses that Ali On has, by the way.
They needed to be red instead of pink.
I guess, they're fucking
she's so feeling herself in this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
The makeup that they did for Catherine on here is based on a 1960s like grunge underground band called Susie and the Banshees, and it's spelt Susie like the Sioux Indians.
Okay.
But you can kind of see the makeup.
Oh, they are 80s as hell.
Oh yeah. It was Susie and the Banshees.
Wow.
I thought that was fun. There was a lot of little quirks that they pulled from weird things that when I was reading like interviews with the crew and stuff like that.
I bet the set design would be fascinating. Like just if they had like a storyboard or a book of that, just like all the sets and stuff, it's really well decorated. It's also one of the, like, I felt like this was a breath of fresh air because I am at a point of like, Marvel, I love you, but I am sick of these soundstage movies so much. Yeah. Go outside. Yeah. Go outside. This is great. Stop filming. But yeah, they had to build a set again. They had to actually sit there and fill it full of props and things. And I was like,
it's gorgeous.
It is, yeah, it's so pretty.
And this was one of the cheapest things that they've ever made to date.
It is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really just practical escape rooms. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently practical is way cheaper than CG, which is crazy to me.
That's insane. Yeah.
One of the cool things that I saw that they did, this is for last week's episode, but they built the beach house as a miniature.
Yeah. I like that. And that's what I mean. To me, it always sells the illusion better. It really does when you go practical. It's why why do we still love Del Toro? Because Del Toro tries to do everything he can practical. And then when it's time to step into the CG, I will do that. But he tries to keep it practical. And it always looks so good.
Don't get me wrong. I like when they clean stuff up and make stuff blend together nice, cool. But when it's just like, I always hark back to the line that Ian McKellen said when he was just like, he broke down when he was filming The Hobbit because he was just so exhausted and like sad and depressed from just filming in a big green room by himself for months at a time. And it was so depressing for him to do just by himself that he was like, he broke down crying one day.
But think about it, especially from his era. Most of them it's something Kevin Conroy I always think about because he talked about this with the way that they used to film Batman the Animated Series was like a radio show. So all of I know, me too. I feel it too. Every time I say his name, I have to take a second for him. But that was what he talked about. He is eternally. But I love that he talked about that, because he was saying the benefit of getting to bounce your line off of the person it's intended to, it does affect it affects your performance. So I agree with Ian McKellen. I think it would be really difficult for you to pull emotion for your character if you're just in a big sound stage. I think it'd be very difficult.
Agreed. Like we've mentioned, again, spoilers for Agatha. What's her name? I forgot what her fake name. Vidal, something Vidal.
Rio?
Yeah, Rio. Rio Vidal, she calls herself. But Lady Death, the goddess of death. It was interesting to include her here. Mm-hmm. You know, Agatha does have crossover with her in the comics. I just don't think they could have cast any better.
No, it was flawless. So the two cheers they got out of me was Patti LuPone and our wonderful Aubrey Plaza. The second they said she was in it, I was like, yes, it is all I don't even care what she's doing. Weird dark things she loves.
Oh yeah. Specifically, and this dress on her is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, one of the cool things that she said about her role in this that she really enjoyed was she actually got to play like a dozen characters almost, because she was a version of Rio Vidal disguised, Lady Death disguised as Rio Vidal, playing a cop, like in the first episode when she was messing with Agatha. Yeah. So like she did that a couple of different times with different characters, and like when she was in the different outfits, she like embodied different characters when she did it. So she the way she described it was just a lot of fun.
You can tell she was having a blast, and that's what I love about her in general. You can always tell when she's having a good time on the set.
Oh yeah. The thing, very Alice in Wonderland, by the way, the play me. Of
and
course,
also,
the 19.
I did have a moment for all the young people in the audience. I'm like, oh my God, do all these young people even know that you can play records backwards? And
I was about to say, is that a joke that the young people got? You know what I mean? Like, oh, you have to spin it backwards. Like, did anyone get that? That's like a reference.
Records are kind of having a moment, so I would hope that maybe they do. Maybe they do.
Good.
Yeah, okay. They are coming back.
Yeah, well, as we mentioned before, the reason I bond with Okoye is I am exactly as grumpy as she is, and I refuse to talk to anyone under the age of 23 because I don't know what any of you children are talking about. You're in your skibbity toilets. I'm the old guy on the lawn waving the stick.
Dude, I have watched a couple of Amy Poehler's interviews. The Good Hang podcast is fantastic. If you haven't seen it, just go check it out. She interviews tons of people that she's done stuff with, and she had Aubrey Plaza on. It was amazing, and they were a lot of fun to listen to. The story, in fact, I think I've mentioned it on the show before because in that episode, Aubrey Plaza talks about how she got her job on Parks and Rec, and I told that story before. And this demon is all I could think of when I saw this demon was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like it looked very Buffy.
He's so freaky.
It's so freaky.
Yeah,
I was telling Tom it was a jump scare when I first saw him. I was like, oh my.
Yeah, that's fair. I did catch one image though that I feel like should like between like this was a good thumbnail picture because it's all of them, like they're gorgeous, but this was also pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was something else. And I did watch, like I said, I'm a chicken. I've always been a chicken. I don't watch great men in horror films, so I was like watching this show kind of like this sometimes.
Oh, that's funny. I love horror. Erin hates horror, so I have a horror friend that I go to the movies with.
Exactly. Yes. You just find your tribe if that's not your significant other's job. Yeah,
I call Jillian up and she brings her daughter and we go to horror movies together.
Very good.
See, I will watch them. It's the 2 a.m. me that freaks myself out that then I regret watching them. Like that's I love to watch horror. It's later me that doesn't like it as much.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
Oh, by the way. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I have an overactive imagination. So I was trying to fit in about a decade ago, and my coworkers all decided to get together for Halloween and watch a horror movie, and I was trying to fit in, so I went. And we watched this movie called VHS. And if any of you know what that is.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
I didn't even know what that.
Yeah, so Chicken He didn't sleep for 15 business days.
Damn. Yeah, that movie was I mean, like the first one was a little scary. They've made like 40 of them. But
they made a bajillion. And again, the sad part is it's not like I mean like, oh, it was so effectively scary. It unfortunately did the exact thing that I'm terrified of, which is someone coming into my room while I'm asleep and watching me sleep. Not doing anything to me, keep in mind. I mean, just literally entering the room and I'm exactly. And it had a storyline in it that was exactly about that. And she was a murderer. So it just brain decided, oh, you know what? We can't go to sleep because this thing will kill us. So don't sleep. Brain, I will die if I don't sleep. Brain said, no, I don't care. Don't sleep for 15 days. So
me and my brain had that argument a lot.
Yeah. It's nothing to do with horror. It's my overactive imagination.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Have you ever gotten, well, we'll talk about that later. Did anyone else, when the demon was kind of flying around the room before it settled on Patti LuPone, did anyone else get like Sam Raimi, Evil Dead camera vibes? Like the way it was like moved, like the camera was physically moving around. Like
I think that was very intentional, especially given that at this point he had been in the MCU already.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of, I feel like there's several, and I haven't been able to pick them all out, obviously, but I feel like there's a lot of homages in this episode, or throughout the whole show, but I spotted at least 2 in this episode, to other horror movies. So one was that Sam Raimi camera type of motion for the demon. And I went back and looked at the Evil Dead scene. Very similar, the way the camera is moving. And then the next one is at the end of the episode, actually, and I'll bring it up when we get to the end, though. Okay. I have pictures and stuff ready too, because it's a poignant part. And then here's another scene of them arguing over the ballad, and
I like the use of the ballad. I thought that they really did a good job with it. Like I like the spoken word version. I listened to it like a lot, even though I was mad at this show, because it's just the harmony is outstanding.
It's really good. And the people that wrote the Ballad of the Road also wrote the Frozen Let It Go song.
Which is funny. They had a much better average with this one, but let me stop talking.
I mean, for whether you like it or not, very popular song.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say popular and good are not the same thing, but also I have a well-known grudge against Frozen. It's a long conversation I recently had.
That'll be a panel for another time. The other song that they wrote is the hook song from Coco, Remember Me. I didn't watch that movie though.
Hilarious. Also, I forgot all of Coco, and I've always thought it was overrated.
Probably because it's so sad. Like all I heard was that movie was super sad, and I was like, well, I'll never watch it.
I mean, it is, but it's not like, I mean, to me, it wasn't crushing. It's like normal Disney sad to me.
Yeah,
I don't mean like it's not good. It just did nothing for me.
Okay. I didn't watch Toy Story 3 or whatever because everyone was like, it's so sad.
What?
But
I don't want to be
Toy
sad.
Story 3 is good sad, not bad sad. Like you'll cry, but like it's such a good cry. I really do mean that. If you work yourself up to it, please do. It is a wonderful, wonderful film. It's not sad in the like stab you in the gut way. It's more of like wistful. That's
okay. Do not tell my tiny human that you have not seen that movie.
I've seen the first 2.
It doesn't.
Okay.
It's so good. That third
I cry every time. I cry every time. It's
I cry in several spots every time.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, that's that part where fucking Aubrey Plaza hits the cymbals, and she's just like,
yes, I love her. I told you as soon as she was announced, I was like.
You can tell when it's Aubrey Plaza. Like you can tell when she says and does things that comes from her head, because it's usually the most unhinged thing that's happening.
Like
it always works because she's good.
The licking of the hand was maybe.
Yeah. Yep. That was definitely when she licked her hand. And there's one at the end of this where it's like, oh, you don't have extra nipples? I'm covered in nipples. Do you want to see them? Like that's Aubrey Plaza. Like Aubrey Plaza would say that in a normal conversation for no reason.
It's so good. It's so good.
I
Like I said, I would absolutely love to go have lunch with Aubrey Plaza. It would be so good.
Oh God. So they actually did sing this all together. There's a lot of really interesting, like there's nothing really funny like in the outtakes that I saw of this. Like it's but one of the funny little clips where like I don't know who was giving them notes. I couldn't tell. I couldn't see their face, but they were like, you don't have to sing well. You just have to sing in rhythm together. That's the note that she's, and then it just cuts away. Like, it's like, you know, scene, and then it cuts to the director talking to like 3 or 4 of them. It's like Allie, Catherine, and Joe, whatever his name is, that plays Wiccan. And she says that, and then it just cuts away. It's like,
that is really funny. Good. I love that because it does sound like low key shade.
Yeah. I was like, whoever cut that together, you're good, you're good, you. And then there's a at the end of it, there was a fun little scene of all of them sitting on the couches on the set from the beach house because they looked like really comfortable couches, I guess, and they were watching like on a laptop this scene. I guess like after it was finished, and they were like, oh yay, and they all clapped and they were happy.
Oh good. I was gonna say it's so interesting because I have two of my cousins are actresses.
There he is.
And they told me they like don't watch, they find it weird to watch their own performances, which I'm like, as a writer, I'm so neurotic about how good my work is that I just like I obsess over it. And it's so interesting that there's certain actors who've never seen their own stuff. I hate watching myself. I'm the same.
Nope. Never rewatch these. Never watch the most. Yeah. No.
I hate
what I'll do at most, like if I go through a period where I go, let me make sure my public speaking is still okay. I'll go back and watch a continual for like 10 minutes and they go, am I doing okay? All right, I seem fine. And let's just move on.
I don't sound too crazy.
Yeah, there you go.
That's funny. Again, most of the fire practical. Obviously not the fire that is on her.
God, that thing is creepy.
Yeah, the profile of it, because it has almost like a snout. It's like gums and teeth protrude out of its mouth. Yeah, it was kind of like a shark a little bit.
Yeah, it's great. So grotesque. Like, I love it.
I don't know, bird-like, but yeah, it had teeth.
Crystal, actually, we were trying to look up because I had thought that this demon was, for some reason, it was based on a different folklore demon, but apparently it's a little like what did you say it was called? A Strix?
A Strix, yeah.
Oh, okay, yes. Okay.
Which is like a blood-sucking, witchy-like creature that's kind of like a vampire, but not, and whatever. It's
I think that awful second Howling movie was, I think that's in the title. I think it was something. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And they a lot of the monsters in The Witcher are based on folklore monsters, and I think there's a Strix, not in the TV show, but in the game, The Witchers. Another cool thing that they said that they did, you know how I mentioned Catherine Ann's her hair changes throughout the thing. Apparently, also the costume designers put Easter eggs in all of the characters' costumes. Every time they change costumes and go back to their original costumes, there's something different about their costumes.
Oh,
he didn't say exactly what it was.
Yeah, which is fun because there are people who literally go frame by frame to find Easter eggs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and check to see for next episode because I only read that like an hour ago and I couldn't go back and like take images from every episode, but I want to see if I can at least compare the witches and see if I can get their costumes and how they change. But he said he added in little bits of things that are Easter eggs for you definitely their story.
Since you pointed it out with her hair, they all look just slightly more disheveled every time they get back to the road.
Especially
dirtier. A little.
I mean, Patti LuPone, Layla, I think, and
Lelia. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it was Lilia.
Yeah, and Catherine Hahn are definitely looking more disheveled, but like Allie or Alice and Jen look still pretty put together. I mean, they're dirty, like their clothes are dirty, but they still look pretty put together. I wonder if that's saying something about their characters. Oh, this is the part. Okay, this is the part. So this is also the only backstory we get on, like you mentioned before, on Jen Kale. Kale? Yeah, right? Yeah, that's her name, right? Jennifer Kale, I think. So, yeah. And then her fake store is called Jennifer Cares with a K.
That's also something I wanted them to go into more that I wish they had too. But again, pacing issues. What was their lives like when they did have magic? I wanted there to be like a montage of all of them in their form that they were in, where they were comfortable and they could use their magic. So I can understand what it took from them to not have it for decades.
Doing their own thing, like showing them.
Yeah, just show. And again, it did not have to be very long. I literally would have just put together a montage of what all of them were like when they had their powers in full use, and then now showing what those difficulties are, or does it feel like you always have a piece of you that's missing or something? I need to understand why you want it back, other than it just makes things convenient.
It's not like we did that with the Wheel of Time or anything.
Never happened. Oh. Never happened.
We're Wheel of Time fans. We're used to doing that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys had a tough year with it being canned and all. But
I know.
Say, did the rights revert back or no? Did they fix the rights issue?
It's they're with Sony. Amazon just didn't want to produce it anymore.
Which is hilarious. Y'all want to produce Rings of Power, which no one likes. No. The most expensive show, no one likes it, and you went, get that Real Time out of here.
Yeah. I'm covered in nipples. Want to see? Like, you can tell when she says shit that's out of her head, because it just, I don't know what it is. Like, she stops being Rio and is just Aubrey for a second. Like, it's a tone of her voice. Because
I noticed that Sebastian Stan will do it. I can always see a Sebi moment versus a Bucky moment, because he has it like it's always a split second, but he has this little face that he'll make when he's kind of transitioning between where Bucky's actually doing something slightly like normal and lighthearted versus like serious, always frowning.
Yeah.
And so like you get the little Sebi face for a second, and it just tickles me every time.
Like my favorite scene, which is when he says, "Yes, I read The Hobbit when it came out
in 1937 when it first came out." Yeah, exactly. That was a Sebi moment. That was Sebi. That was not Bucky. I like that moment a lot. Actually, that whole conversation they said was an improv, and again, it felt very natural.
Yep. You can tell when they improv. There's an improv in there's a big improv scene in this show, but not until episode 6, I want to say, or episode 7. There's a scene when Agatha is interrogating Wiccan or whatever. I think it's episode 6 or 7, and the entire interrogation between the two of them is improv to the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So I can't wait till that scene comes up. Oh, yeah, and here's the, I didn't like that they made this redemption arc storyline for her either. I wasn't a big fan of it. Like, I feel like they could have left it in, but they could have left it in, but still made her out to be the villain with minor changes to like the events that happened at the end of it. Like, just still frame her as the villain in it instead of the victim.
Yeah, that's all. It's like you can't show me a montage of her willfully killing other people to serve herself and then go, oh, darn, it feels sad for her now.
But feel bad for her. Not going to do that. Not only just killing people to serve herself, using her child to kill them.
Yeah, turning your kid into a sociopath to help you kill other people. And again, just for your own gain. It would be different if it was like we find out, oh no, every witch is like inherently evil and I'm doing a service by remove. No, I just want to be powerful and I killed thousands of people over and over again. I was like,
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Why would I feel sorry for you?
Yeah, I agree. Oh, here we go. So this is the scene. So like they're all trading these stories and they're showing each other's scars, and she's like knitting needle to the elbow. Immediately, all I could think of was this scene from Jaws.
Right. It's so traumatizing.
Yeah, and they're showing all of their scars. Yeah. They're like, I got bit by a thresher shark, or whatever. And then what's his name? He opens his shirt up and he's like, Mary Ellen Moffat broke my heart.
Right, that was so cute.
I think he actually said Mary Ellen Moffat too. If I got that name right, so chat, go and check for me. Yeah, if I got that name right, I'm gonna quit now and leave because what the fuck is wrong with me? But yeah, no, that was 100% a Jaws reference. That was 100% a Jaws reference. And if I ever got to talk to the writer or the director and that did this, I would 100% ask that question.
It's a good scene.
By the way, another fun thing about the directors for this: every single director for this whole show was female.
Awesome.
No, okay.
Yeah. That face, like,
right.
It's just fucking Aubrey Plaza, man.
Like she called her a scary bitch. I'm like, she is a scary bitch.
She really is.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I will say is I was very proud. I wasn't sure how it would do, but they re-released Jaws this year because it's one of the anniversaries.
50th anniversary.
Yes, and it did huge money. It actually did really well. I was like, oh, people remember, being terrified of sharks.
Mm-hmm. I love that movie. Yeah. Well, I grew up in a beach town, so that movie hits different for me.
Oh, I'm sure it fucking does. Especially since I learned that, and I've been doing this my whole life, is I found out just like he did, he inadvertently caused people to not just fear sharks, but like hate them. And he's like, no. I just wrote a scary thing. Sharks are nice. They only eat one person a year, if that. Don't do that. And he devoted his entire rest of his life to like shark conservation. I'm like, because he just felt guilty. And it was like, that's not your fault though. You didn't know it was going to do what it did, which is terrify, 4 generations of people.
Yep. That was, we talked about that. I forgot why we mentioned Jaws a while back, but we brought up Jaws a while back, and I brought that up too because that's the guy that Quint is based on. His name is Frank Mundus. Yes. He was a big shark fisherman out of Long Island, actually, where I'm from. He he caught that shark off Montauk Point, which is the end of Long Island. That looks like a little fishtail if you've ever seen a map of New York. All right, well, I love, like, these episodes are short, but there's so much in them. They don't feel short.
Yeah, I like that. I do like the pacing of this show too.
Like, what was this, like 37 minutes about? Yeah, so like the timer is like 37 minutes. So like it's definitely way shorter than a lot of the other Marvel TV shows, which are like 47 minutes to over an hour, some of the episodes of some of the other shows. But it feels fuller.
Yeah. They pack a lot of story and character.
Yeah. And I love the ending here of whatchamacall, the show when they have all the different witchy pieces of like media. They have like Lisa Simpson dressed as a witch and The Craft and all the other stuff in the back, and then real references to the Salem witch trials and European stuff. They even had, and I stopped it, it's only there for a split second, I mentioned it a couple of times already, but the pamphlet of it's called the Malleus Maleficarum, which is the book that the Vatican put out, or pamphlet the Vatican put out like a million years ago, that is like the how to identify witches and kill them.
Oh, okay. Because we have a good track record with that.
Yeah, but really, like, some of the identification ways are like a woman who is outspoken or speaks against the church and things like that. Yeah, it was. I mean, very just anti female. But I found this is what the front of it actually looks like, and.
Wow. Of course, his name is Heinrich.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But it was. There's a flash of it. I forgot to grab the image of the end. I'll get it for next week. But there's a flash of it in that ending credit scene.
Wow. Well, I mean, and that's one thing I think that they struck that tone really well of just like, it's not fun being a woman sometimes. You get bound by people and shit. Take all your magical powers away.
Yeah, they take them away. But you know what? That's like it's an extra stab where it's like, where Agatha, especially at the time that she was doing it, betraying the other witches and stealing their powers as a woman. Like, she's betraying them like knowing all of the things that's going on at the time, all of the stuff that's happening to the other women in that era, and she is not even being a safe place for them. Like she is also exploiting them and killing them.
Yeah,
it's an extra
I think
little.
In the end, I guess thing. It's just that, like I said, I think it to me did not feel like that was the original ending of this show. It felt like we wrote an ending and then the show came out and then people guessed the ending and we changed the ending so you wouldn't guess it, which I know is not possible. That's not how they aired it, but like it feels.
You know what
like
could have happened though?
Like you got.
What could have happened, what happens with Marvel with everything else is they probably filmed an ending and then they were like, oh shit, we can't do that now because we did this other thing in this other movie and we want to include Agatha or we want to include Wiccan, so now we got to do this so that we can. And then they went back and they were like, oh, what do we do? We'll do this bullshit. And then that's
all I mean. It felt so tacked on, especially since it's so late in the season. It's literally I think it's one episode before the end, and I'm going,
yeah.
What? It does not feel like any of the art. Like it felt like everybody had an off ramp that was going to mean something, and no, it didn't.
Yeah. I want to chat. What do you guys think? Did you like the ending or not? Let me know. I want to know what chat thinks. What about you, Crystal? What did you think of the ending and like the way they did with Agatha?
I think because I had heard about it before, I was a little bit more prepared for the ending because I had heard it on here before we watched it. It didn't kill the show for me. I mean, I feel like I've had a lot of bad endings of shows, but I thought it was fine. It felt like to me maybe they were leaving room for something else later.
Yeah. I hope they keep using her. The other funny thing that I saw was she was an executive producer on Wanda and a writer on Wanda, but she was the showrunner for this show. She said that the way they got this show to happen was that every single time she went to Marvel to pitch something to do, or anytime she was included in a pitch or a story writing process for anything with Marvel, she would bring up Agatha. So like she said that this is a direct quote, no matter what character or what world, there was always, and then in episode 4, Agatha comes in and Kevin Feige said, should we be doing an Agatha show or have her in this show more? And then it turned into Kevin Feige saying, why aren't we doing an Agatha show? And then that's how we made Agatha. She's like, I'm pretty sure I just kept planting the earworm in his head over the course of like 2 years. And then he finally was like, yeah, let's make a show.
She badgered.
Yeah. She persisted. That's where that quote came from. She persisted. All right, good for you. And it worked. And again, like I said, my feelings of the ending notwithstanding, like I said, everything up to that, I was having a blast. I was tuning in every time, just having so much fun with what they were doing with it. It's such a good departure in a lot of ways. From what they've done.
It was definitely a breath of fresh air to like what Marvel usually does. Mm-hmm. Like problems with the story with it, because there's a lot of stuff that's like meh. About it, like about the writing, like the like you said, the lack of backstory to a lot of the characters. Some of the relationships feel unearned and things like that. But the difference between the other Marvel properties in this and WandaVision also were stark and were just a nice difference to what we usually get with Marvel. Not that I don't like the other stuff, because I enjoy the other stuff too.
No, but I mean, I know what you mean. Like in terms of like when it's just there's certain things you come to expect from them, and this was the first where you can see the departures of like, oh, they took some risks here, they took some risks there. Where as other stuff is they try to keep things safe where it's like middle of the road, so it's not pissing off either side of anything. And this is one where, no, it was very clear. Like, well, that's one of the things I liked about Falcon and Winter Soldier. I saw the risks. I saw Marvel actually going, you know what? I'm going to put my foot down and I will actually make a statement about a societal problem. Normally, we kind of skirt around it or we gently imply things. No, I took an actual position about this. And this one felt a little similar. Like, I actually took a position on how I wanted to tell that story. And I didn't let the fears of other stuff that could push us back come in. Yeah. So I think it really turned out good.
Yeah, I like that they also like demystify the witches a little bit, or like de-villainize witches a little bit in this. Like they bring that up a lot in this, especially like in the last episode when she what I mentioned it last week. What did she was looking for Eye of Newt and Jen Kale, and when she picks it up and she goes, or mustard seeds.
Yeah.
Because that's what Eye of Newt is. All of those things. Toe of Man is a type of mushroom, and like all of those normal weird names that you hear of like ingredients that witches are putting in their potions. They're literally called that to demonize them. Like they had these alternate names to demonize the people that practiced it, or as a way to disguise what they were looking for so that people didn't, spot them when they were like making their healing tinctures and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. I like that it kind of like it took some of the stuff that we think about in like a generic cartoony witch sort of way, and then found fun ways to kind of spin it on their heads in a more positive light. Because you're right, we're still in this sort of place where it's often just witch hazel is all people know about, which is the witch from Looney Tunes. So I watch every Halloween because I'm sorry, witch hazel cracks me up.
Yeah, I love my favorite part of her is when she like jumps up in the air and clicks her heels and then dashes off camera and you see like
in the bobby pins.
Yeah. God, I haven't watched that in so long. I love that.
Every October I watch at least one of the ones. So there's the one where Bugs goes to the house and he's trick-or-treating with her. There's one where she already caught him and she was going to eat him, but he didn't know she was going to cook him. Until a little bit later. And then there's the one where he interrupts her trying to eat Hansel and Gretel.
Your mother rolled a vacuum cleaner.
Hansel? What kind of name is Hansel?
Right. Oh my goodness. I love it.
The other Halloween Looney Tunes, I think it was Looney Tunes, and I think it's Bugs Meets Dracula.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that one is so good.
Scream if you need anything. That's all I just remember. That has been stuck in my head for years.
Abracadabra. Hocus,
yes.
Hocus.
Yes.
It's a fun episode. Oh my goodness. I love that. My favorite one is when he turns into the bat and then he puts the glasses on. He goes, "You wouldn't hit a bat with glasses, would you?"
Yeah.
Like just hearing that in the Dracula voice is the cutest.
And he's like, he goes into like different stages of the form.
Yes.
Like he's got like a bat head on the human body. Yeah. All right. Now I know what I'm watching next week the rest of this week is going to be Looney Tunes. It's on. I think it's on free now on like Tubi or Pluto or something.
So they had them up for free on Max for a while, but they actually have gotten really nice and started putting together HD compilations, and they're actually from Warner Brothers. So now you can watch it in HD. I know, like back in the day, we had to watch the grainy crap from like a screen capture, but now they have actually uploaded them in HD, which is so nice. You kids and your cartoons today, they updated in HD for you. I had to go scrounge around the DVD when I was a kid.
I have not watched The Witcher, the new season of Witcher yet. I did watch all of the Henry Cavill
you're
ones.
In trouble.
Oh boy.
Oh, you're
Bad?
in trouble. To be fair, I don't watch The Witcher because I just don't like high fantasy. I'm so sorry. I know that's sacrilege, but I couldn't help it because I saw the trailer and I was like, okay. And I went to IMDb and I switched the little thing to date of when it was posted, and the views are not very good. I am very sorry to say that. Oh. Now, I will say most of them are saying it's not what you think. Liam doesn't fit, but not in a way of like, oh God, he's ungodly horrible. They were like, unfortunately, all the shit from season 3 did not get fixed and continued through 4, and it's not Cavill anymore. So when you put them both together, they're just saying you're just having a bad time, because even if Henry was still here, the writing is still just like, according to them, it's why, I mean, like I said, they are right. It's part of why he left, is that he was like, dude, you are supposed to make it more like either the games or the books, and they absolutely don't care and ignored him and just wrote what they want. And allegedly season 4 has done the same. They just go, I don't care what the game and the book said. I want to write what I'm going to write, and I'm just going to do that. And when they do that, and on top of Liam, I'm sorry.
Listen. Like if you give a good product and it diverts from the games and books, cool, but it's got to be better. Like the writing has to at least be as good or better than what was before, because if you give us something that's worse, then come on.
That's the only thing.
It's all subjective or whatever, but still, like there's a I'll watch it and I'll give my thoughts on it next week. Maybe that'll be.
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, that's fair. I forgot to bring it up in the beginning of the episode. Something that I'm trying to do every episode. I need to make like a little segment clip for it. So that'll make me remember. What have we watched in the last week? So you can bring up whatever you want. We are talking about it every week. So it's what have Crystal and I watched or played or read or whatever in the last week. You can bring up anything you want, anything that you've watched or read or played a video game. Just for yourself, for fun, in the last, couple of weeks or a month or whatever, that you want to bring up and talk about. I will be talking about fucking Witcher next week because I'm going to watch Witcher.
So for me, I actually have a continual panel tomorrow that's about the my favorite Sam Winchester episodes of Supernatural. So I did a couple of rewatches today. So I rewatched part of Fallen Idols, which is the Paris Hilton one, because you gotta listen to him say, "Dude, you just got wailed on by Paris Hilton." It's such a legendary line in that show. I rewatched part of the one where they were in the psychiatric hospital and remembered how much I want to punch John Winchester in the face. He's the worst dad ever. Oh,
he's a bad dad, but there's worse. Goku is the worst dad ever.
Oh God, yes. Goku is 100 times worse. I also love that, like, generationally, like our two generations, like millennials and Gen Alpha are like all calling Goku out. Like all the older generations, like, oh whatever, he means well. Goku was a horrible father.
He was a horrible dad, and the best dad, Piccolo.
Yeah.
Piccolo
across the board was the only solid parental figure on that show.
That's also Bruce Bolton was a pretty bad
Bolton
dad.
Was pretty bad.
He's pretty bad.
Who's that? I'm not aware.
Game of Thrones.
Oh well, I mean, bad dads on Game of Thrones are pretty. I don't think there was a dime a dozen.
Dad. They're all bad. I don't think there's a good dad.
They're the majority, honestly. Yeah.
Even Eddard Stark isn't the greatest dad in the world.
Oh yeah, that one I was like, no, I would assume all the fathers of Game of Thrones were messed up. But so yeah, I was rewatching some Sam. I like them both equally. I'm a very rare fan in that way because most girls are either a Sam girl or a Dean girl. I like them both. I think that Dean is very wonderful and cool in his own way, but I also think that Sam gets a lot of shit, and I think that they sort of throw Sam under the bus a little more, and I think maybe that's why I'm protective of him. I'm like, he kind of got handed the worst bag ever. Not that poor Dean didn't; they both did, but it was just like they give Dean a lot more grace than I feel that they give Sam. So I think maybe that's why I signed up for this panel because I wanted to kind of like, I don't know, I want to stand up for Sam,
defend Sam a little bit.
I want to defend Sam a little bit, but before that, actually, what we were talking about earlier, The Diplomat. So. The Diplomat is a very funny little show because I don't watch politics shows at all, and not West Wing, not Shield, nothing. Just nothing.
One of my favorite shows is West Wing.
Oh, and again, I know its reputation and I believe every word of it, but I am just not that person. And so what happened is in 2023, I was on the phone with my dad, and he's like, I start up this show. I think you might like it. It's got Carrie Russell. He knows I like Carrie Russell. She's great. And I'm watching the trailer. I'm like, Dad, it's a politics show. Why do you think I usually don't watch politics? He's like, watch the pilot. Okay, watch the pilot. I call him back. I said, did you make me watch this show because I am her? And he's like,
that's funny.
Yeah, that's exactly. I am Kate Weller. I am a grumpy tomboy who is forced to do a job that I don't like, but I'm good at it, so I got to do it anyway.
That's okay. I can see that. Mm-hmm. I don't see the tomboyness though, but I have I don't hang out with you every day.
It makes no sense. I am a tomboy that likes to dress up. It makes no sense because how are you still a tomboy? But like I'm literally in makeup and a dress and like, oh no, I'm a tomboy that likes to dress up. It makes no sense. But
whatever it is, I like it. I dig it, and your personality because you're a ton of fun to be around.
No, thank
That's
you.
why I was very excited when you agreed to come on today for us. And thank you again for joining us.
You guys made my whole night. It was a very dull and annoying day, so I was very excited to jump on with you guys. But so in terms of The Diplomat, it's just like I log on to it because I really like the dialogue. I think it's just razor sharp. It's
and funny, very funny.
Funny, yeah, that's the thing. I didn't really expect it. I mean, it makes it very clear that it's going to be a funny show, but some of the one-liners are just. But like I said, I'll spoil for a few people just because they need to hear this. I convert people with the scene where she finally confronts him and says, "When we were with the divorce lawyer, and I asked you, were we done? Did you think we were done? Did you actually think we were done?" And then Hal finally goes, "No." And there's this beat, and she just and punches him directly in the face.
That's great. And then she at this point she's got Secret Service guarding her, and it cuts to the two Secret Service people. They're looking at her and they're like, "What do we do?" And the other guy's like, "We're her agent, so she's winning."
Yeah, we're her detail, not his. And again, do I understand that from a gender standpoint, it would not be funny if their genders were reversed? However, I'm sorry, it was so funny watching her beat his ass. She just snaps, and it is after Hal has absolutely driven her to the point.
Yeah, you gotta watch. He deserved it. He 100% deserved it at that point.
I will never, ever, ever, ever advocate violence against a spouse, but I'm so sorry. When she punched him, you got it. You understood. You just went, yeah. Hal's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Crystal? You watched or read or
well, I have to plug
chat
it
too.
again.
Let me know if you guys
I'm about halfway through this guy.
But
I also am trying to read more genres. Since I now own a bookstore, I'm trying to work my way through the things that I didn't necessarily read before. So I started reading this because the second one just came out. It's called Bride. It's interesting. I'm only about 4 or 5 chapters in. I've had a hard time getting started, but I'm enjoying it. I get really stuck in things. I get stuck in my favorite genres of shows. I will go through a time where I only watch my cozy shows. And then I only want to watch my thriller things. And so I've been in more of a thriller kick for a while. So this is just a little bit different. It's a little romancy for me, which has never been my thing. But
I was trying to find...
Is it about Dracula's Bride, or is that a different reference to Bride?
No, it's different. There's a world and there are humans, vampires, and werewolves, and they all live within range of each other, and they're all enemies. And so there's a marriage across species.
Oh,
okay.
I've gotten to kind of make a truce because the vampires have a really low birth rate and are dying out and are afraid they're going to be overrun by the werewolves and the humans. So.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't played Star Trek Resurgence in fucking forever. What's your main character class in Baldur's Gate 3? The last playthrough I did, I was a Oathbreaker Paladin, which was a lot of fun. So for the show that I watched, I didn't watch any series this week. I watched a bunch of horror movies because obviously Halloween. It was Halloween, yeah. But I watched I watched actually all of the VHS movies again. I just put them on in the background. They're so bad. They're so bad.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's the other thing that's so sad about my story of being traumatized. It's it wasn't even a good movie. I mean, the first one out of all of them is what you're agreed. The horror fans seem to say sort of the first one is about the highest rated, and then the rest are kind of derivative. And it just from there you just pick which premises you like out of them, and that's
pretty much Rapunzel also has a bad horror movie, bad horror movie memory. But it's with a bad horror movie. Jaws 3, arguably.
Pretty terrible.
Was that was Jaws 3 Jaws 3D?
Yes, it was the one with Dennis Quaid where the shark got into a SeaWorld situation.
No.
Oh, so bad.
It was so bad.
So bad. The only thing from that movie that sticks out in my mind that was genuinely scary to me, that stuck with me, is the scene where all of those people are in a big lake on the inner tubes, where it's a lazy river type thing, or just a hangout on inner tubes and float in this lake. And like they have those at a lot of water parks, and every time I see it, all I could think about is there's a shark in that. There's a shark in that water right now.
The Meg had me jacked up too, because again, now granted, the Meg is 100% scientifically impossible, but because they make it very clear, hey, we know these movies are BS, so we're just gonna let you have a bunch of fun as we show you all this BS. Yeah, popcorn movies. And they did one of those of like, why I don't fuck with it. I cannot be in the water. Waist high is all I will go. I will not go higher. Waist. No, I need to be, and I need to be able to see all the way to the bottom with my toes.
The people who live around here who go to lakes are insane. My logical brain, I understand that there are not going to be sharks in that lake, but you don't know what kind of shit is down there. Catfish are terrifying, y'all, and they get huge.
Yeah, they can't.
I will not go into any water where I cannot.
So I grew up in a beach town, like I mentioned before. Like I was a fish the whole first 20 years of my life. I'm more afraid for the ocean. I'm more afraid of undertow and rip currents than I am of sharks.
And it's why I won't go any further than my waist, because I'm one of those, I'm a stereotype. I know how to swim like the motion, but I'm dense. So I sink no matter what I try. My bones are super, super dense. And I can't get in the water because I'll just, even in the ocean where you're supposed to float because it's more buoyant.
Like a stone.
No. I'm a stone, so no, that's why I won't do it. I'm just also, I'm a Georgian, which means Lake Lanier is very. I am very.
You don't go in that lake.
Hell,
no one goes in that lake.
Nobody goes in that lake.
If you go in that lake, you're dumb.
You're dumb. You're dumb. By now, it has killed 600 people. It has killed 600 people since it was built.
Okay, so for those who don't know what Lake Lanier is, because our school systems are terrible, it was one of those towns that popped up in the mid 1800s when all the black folks were kicked out of all of the white towns. They made their own town, and it was thriving and doing well. And then one day, they the white governments decided to take a dam down that was blocking a river upstream of this town, and literally this entire town, they gave the people like a couple of days to evacuate. And a lot of people didn't. A lot of people died or couldn't in time. And this entire town is now underneath Lake Lanier, the whole town. Buildings, trees, like cars, the whole thing under the lake. And like no one knew that for a very long time. Not no one, but a lot. Like it wasn't a known thing for a long time. And honestly, I think a lot of this stuff started coming out more after. And I hate to see it like this, but like it seems like fiction is doing the job of schools should have done for a long time. But The Watchmen with Black Wall Street in Tennessee.
Yes,
because
when they got that mentioned, you're absolutely right. A lot more attention got on Lake Lanier when did they name that specifically, or did they draw the comparison? I could not remember.
No, they named it in the show, and also
Oscarville. Yeah, because Oscarville is what it used to be called before they flooded it.
Yeah. And actually at Multiverse Con, I don't know if did you meet H.D. Hunter? He was an author. His name is Hugh.
It's entirely possible. I was right track, so I probably did.
Yeah. He's a really cool dude. He's going to be a guest on a future show. He was very excited when I mentioned, like in the pitch, in the beginning of a panel, you say, "Hi, I'm Kyoko M. I write books," and I say, "Hi, I'm Tom DeThabone. I do blah blah blah," and I talked about this show that we do, and he was like, "That sounds like a lot of fun," and he hasn't seen Agatha, so he can't do Agatha, but he was like, email me when you do a new movie or a new show. I want to do it. He's writing a book that's coming out next year, being published by Macmillan Books, which is owned by Tor. That is based on Lake Lanier. It's like a cool fantasy, horror-ish story based on Lake Lanier.
Cool, because I was going to say, so far, all I've seen is there was a very small documentary came out about it, I think earlier, either last year or this year. But I've said that before. I would really like a general horror movie about it, because it was like that's the entire thing. Is like everybody knows you don't go in that lake. The vengeful spirits of the people they unjustly murdered are under that water, and they will snatch your butt down.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the
I love that you said butt, by the way, because that's where the feeling is. That's where
it's always the legs and the butt.
When you get that feeling, that's where it is. It's right there. Yep. 100%.
But like, yeah, so I love telling this story. So the most famous thing about Lake Lanier is that there were these two women one night this is back in the 50s, and they were going over the bridge that goes over the lake. And somehow they lost control over it and their car went in and they fell in the lake. And when they recovered the car, one lady, they never found her body. And the other lady, when they pulled her out, her fucking hands were missing.
Cool.
Nobody could figure out why. And so there was
here it is. 1958, Delilah Mae Parker Young and Susie Roberts were involved in a car crash off Browns Bridge when their vehicle plunged into what would become Lake Lanier.
Wow.
That's it.
And so they have had reports that there is a woman in a blue dress that wanders around that area and has no hands. And I was like, see?
The Lady of the Lake, they call her.
The Lady of the Lake. That's what I mean. I want them to make a horror movie about it. I really do. Because I was like, there's been someone electrocuted in that lake. There's been someone, his boat caught on fire and burned down. There's been, the number of simply unusual deaths. Oh my Lord. It is out of control. Don't go in that lake, people. No. I don't care. I don't care what you believe in, whether you believe in after death. Don't go in there.
No. Okay. So at the end of the show, which is where we are now, by the way, thank you everyone for hanging out. It's been almost 2 hours for hanging out, watching this rewatch of Agatha All Along and all of the fun tangents that we go off on our show. You have done our Inside the Dragon Mount Studio interview already, which we did back on, I forgot which show you guested on before, but you've guessed
it. Was probably after we found out we were besties after Jordan Con, because like we were just we like talked for 3 more hours about Dresden Files.
Yep, Dresden Files and Avatar. Yeah. So one of the things that we started doing with guests who have already done the questions is play a little game of like, would you rather or this or that with them, and we usually theme it for the show that we're watching. So before we do that though, I want to announce who our guest next week will be. And let's see, I already uploaded the picture. Look at me, I'm so good. Let's see if the picture's correct when I bring it up. Yay, episode 5, Darkest Hour, Wake Thy Power, and our guest will be artist Rachel Reckenberg, which she's a fantastic artist. She does a lot of cover art for books, and her theming is great for Agatha. She's very witchy, dark themed, and I'm looking forward to hang out with her. And I had a link ready for her and I've lost it, but I'll get it when we're playing the game and I'll reshare it because I'm bad at my job, like I said. See, I knew I fucked something up and it was the link. The other thing that I like to do, so in your when we do the Inside the Dragon Mount Studios interview, two of the questions are based on the show we're currently watching. So I want to redo those with you first, which are simple. Who do you think would make the best roommate in the show Agatha All Along?
I'm going to pick Alice. I think Lily might be I think she'd be a little disruptive because she has her moments. I feel like
she doesn't know what time she's in.
Yeah, she's very scattered. I feel like it would be bad because I have ADHD. We're both fucking crazy, so we would just be pinging crazy lady moments constantly and missing all our appointments. Yeah. I feel like Jen would be one of those like neat freaks like my parents are. I think it would drive me
She'd
nuts.
have the best lotions around though.
Oh, of course. And you'd be probably stealing them all the time. Like her face.
It would smell really good.
Yes, the house would smell awesome. But I feel like she would be very, very like super neat freak. I feel like Alice 100%. Is my speed. Like I feel like she's just chill enough. Like it would be a nice, like relaxed air. There's not both of us have a certain amount of anxiety, but not too much. I think she and I would get along pretty well.
Yeah. As long as her, it's post generational curse.
Please. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Fair. And then who would make the worst roommate in Agatha All Along?
Oh, I was gonna say it's definitely Agatha or Rio. I would probably say Agatha over Rio. Rio at least is just mean. She's weird and she's mean. Agatha is a bitch. There's a difference. I don't. It's like Agatha is fun to watch. I would never want to be on the same continent as her for any reason because she's gonna 86 me just because she can. I don't know if it would be of any use to her to kill me, but she'd do it because she felt like it. No, I think Agatha would be the absolute worst one for that.
Okay, so that's a perfect segue into my first. Is it okay if I go first, Crystal? With this? Fine. Okay, there's a perfect segue into one of the this or that questions I have. Would you? So you said both Agatha and Rio, aka Aubrey Plaza, would make the worst roommates. Okay, you have to join a coven led by one of them, either Rio or Agatha. Which coven are you joining?
Oh, Rio, no question. Because she's straight. She's a straight shooter. It's just like, oh, okay. I was gonna say, so this is gonna be a very weird segue. It's kind of how I view the Joker. The only thing on the table that will not be on the table when the Joker is, you're unfortunately in his presence, is the R word. So if nothing else, it's like, oh, well, at least he won't arm me. So I take a tiny bit of comfort in that. Rio is just going to do whatever to me she's going to do to me. Agatha is going to sit here and manipulate me, lie, and then at the last minute rip the rug out from under me. Rio is going to be upfront. I'm like, that's cool. If we got to beef, then we're just going to beef. But she's going to bring it to me directly, and I can just either die or adjust. Agatha's going to be the one that's going to like pretend to be my friend and then kill me at the end. So I'm like, no, just I want you to be upfront.
That's fair. You know what to expect with her.
Yes, I would know what to expect with Rio. I would not know what to expect with Agatha at all.
You'd always have to be just like on pins and walking on eggshells and like looking over your shoulder with Agatha. Yeah, that would get old quick.
Yes.
Do you have one?
I have. Yep, I have several. Okay, so this one's just kind of, it's from the show, but it's a little more general. Would you rather lose your powers or lose all of your memories?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one from the show.
That's a very good one because I'm thinking about my life and that's a good.
Would you be you? Like
that's what I mean. Like I would I still be myself if my memories were gone? But at this, that's a great question. So the reason I struggle with it personally as someone with mental health issues is that if I had those memories, then the traumas that make me so anxious and depressed would not be there. But as he just mentioned, those things have made my personality the way that I am. So I'd stop being me if you did remove my memories. So I think in a way, I kind of sort of would have to give up my powers in a way. Me personally, though, no, I would lose the memories. I know that's very weird because it makes me sound ungrateful. It definitely makes me sound like an ingrate, but it's more of, I have trouble letting go of things that have hurt me in the past. And so I would look forward to a fresh start. Not in that I wouldn't do the same mistakes, because I certainly would. But I think I would like it in the way of like considering things a clean slate where I could start from a completely different foundation of mental health and start from there. Whereas when you're just born and you experience life as you experience life. So, and you do go to therapy if you have the money and the means to do so. And it's very helpful when you can do that, but it's not always available to everyone. So oddly enough, I think I would actually rather give up the memories.
Okay. Speaking of, yes, mental health, go to therapy. It's great. We talk about it a lot here. Also, ADHD, dyslexic. There's a C in front of my PTSD. Complex, it's called. But we're very open about that here. But and we're very pro therapy if you can again afford it, because healthcare in this country is terrible.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you have a choice between two familiars. One is whatever you want it to be in the sense of like attractiveness, whether you're attracted to men, women, both, neither. It's whatever you want that to be. They look great and they're your familiar. They help you and things like that, but dumb as a doornail. Can't hold a conversation with them. They can fulfill all your tasks and they're not like fucking up your tasks, but you can't have a conversation with them. Or you get like a fun, sassy, witty, really intellectual, good conversating familiar, but they're hideous, like monstrously, like not cool monster looking, like Renfield hunchback monstrous, like as he starts to decay into horribleness, like undead toward the end. Which one do you choose? The witty, ugly one or the hot, dumb one?
So my initial thought was the himbo, but I was like,
Yeah.
when I thought about my personality type, I was like, I like you and I don't want to run out of patience and start being mean to you because that would bother the absolute hell. I do not believe in abusing people. I don't care how annoying they are. I just remove myself from where they are. I'm not going to do that. I would pick the monster because our personality would get along, and nobody's going to believe me because I can put myself together to look like an attractive woman. I do not consider myself to be terrifically attractive, so it would be very easy for me to get along with the ugly one.
Well, you're not. You are. So don't worry about it.
That's okay. And again, I know it's something to work on. It is something we work on in therapy, in fact. Yeah, this is a lot of work for me to look as what I consider to be attractive. So hanging out with another uggo would make me feel great. I'd just be like, oh yeah, just you understand what I go through on a daily basis, fam. So I would definitely pick the monster.
That's fair. The conversation part of it would just be, oh God, if I had to just talk to a wall all the time, it would be rough.
And especially it's simply because I never want to lose patience and snap at them. I don't want to be that person. It's like, no, don't do that. That's not nice.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. So for these next, like, let me say 4 or 5, I'm not going to give you any context. You just have to pick like this or that.
Okay.
So Agatha or Rio?
Rio.
Okay. Salem Coven, Westview Coven.
What's the difference, I suppose?
I don't know necessarily.
Whatever you think it is.
I guess I'll Salem Coven.
Okay. Glamour spells or truth potions?
Sorry, you broke up a little for the first one.
Glamour
spells or truth potions?
Glamour spells.
Okay. Battle of wills or battle of power?
I'd say Battle of Wills.
Okay. Last one, fight for love or fight for power?
Fight for love.
I think that's a good note to end on. Fight for love. I think everyone should fight for love.
Absolutely. It's sadly rare in this world.
Oh yeah. Like everyone should love everyone and then fight for everyone that can't fight for themselves.
Yes.
Even if you think it doesn't affect you. It's an important...
It will eventually. I hate that. That's one of the things I always hate that people have to do is when you have to like say, what if it was your blank? Or, what if you, blah, blah. Like, why do we have to codify it like that? Just care about other people.
Context. That I've said that before. It's like, why do we need context? How about you just care about other people? I don't care if you agree with their lifestyle. Just care about other people.
I don't know why we have to teach empathy. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
It's insane. But that being said, I think we have a lot of empathetic people here, and I love hanging out with all of you guys.
Yes, you are.
And I am a big proponent of found family for many reasons. And I'm just glad that we get to kind of see and I say this every week and I'll continue to say it every week because I don't care. One of my favorite things about doing this show is getting to hang out with I didn't see your comment before, but a new name in chat. So Memento Kumari, which is funny. When you find a therapy that feels worse, find a different therapist. Having to kind of like audition therapists is hard.
It's like yeah, finding a therapist is like dating. It's awful. It's awful.
It is. I was going to say, please. It's definitely something we need to talk about more. Like, never feel like you have to chain yourself to one, like in a loyalty way. If it's not work, that's okay. Like, it's not like you've done something wrong. No. It can take a few tries to actually find someone that's your speed.
Exactly. Yeah, you should find someone that jives with you for sure.
Yes, that's all.
work on yourself. That's always a good thing. Like even if you can't go to therapy, you know, try to look up how-tos and talks and listen to, you know, doctors talk about it, not just random influencers.
Internet men. Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, there's that one guy that everyone was making fun of for so long. I forgot his name. The one that was like, oh, he was just like a horrible he was ugly also, but then like he was just saying horrible misogynistic stuff. I forgot what it was. And people just made like a mockery of it. It was pretty fantastic for like a couple of months. And he was like some sort of manosphere influencer. Ugh, that's all I could think. Anyway. Yes. Look for doctors talking about things. If you can't go to therapy, at least you try to get some advice on things that are happening. Reach out and talk to people. The suicide hotline is there. And, you know, find your communities. We're pretty, talk to your friends. Don't be afraid. So what are you doing next that people can look for? Do you have an upcoming book, a con that you're going to be doing continual, which is basically the con that never ends. It's like panels and stuff, like kind of like what we're doing now, but more of a organized panel type theme.
Yes.
Right?
So I've got a continual panel tomorrow that's recording for for our favorite episodes of the Sam-centric episodes of Supernatural. In terms of publications and stuff, I've sold one story to Fire and Ash, which is an upcoming anthology that's about dragons. So if you like dragon content, as I mentioned before, my second series is like Jurassic Park with dragons, but for the purpose of conservation, not the purpose of profit. And so I sold a story to that. And so that one will be out in January 30th of next year. So you are welcome to go and pick that up. You can see all the stuff on my website, which is shewhowritesmonsters.com. So I've got that coming out. Hopefully there is an upcoming anthology that's a historical fantasy romance. Well, not romance. I'm sorry. The one I wrote isn't romance. My brain went somewhere else. It's a historical fantasy story that I wrote. It's the same editor from the other two anthologies I've done, but it's not Marvel. It's just historical fantasy.
Okay.
So I wrote a story for that, and it's with the second editor. So I'll be hearing back from that sometime in the fall. And then I think next year might be my second fall staff book, but it's going to depend on what the writing schedule is. But I know it's going to be wild. Like I did. That one is interesting because depending on he hasn't gone through the first level of edit, so I don't know how much I'll be changing. But I went and grabbed things like stuff from The Martian. I grabbed stuff from Arrival. I grabbed stuff from a lot of different.
So science fiction.
Mm-hmm. So science fiction, and it definitely it's not hard science, but I like to pull stuff that people are familiar with. So it's got a lot of elements to it.
Fantastic movies, by the way. I love both of those movies.
So another surprise, The Martian. I am not a hard science girl. I will, if you give me a movie and you put it in the background, lovely, but don't tell me. I just tune it out. And so when The Martian came along, I'm going, oh, it's kind of a hard science story. I don't think I'm going to care. And my brother was like, give it a try. It's going to surprise you. And I'm like, okay, eat my popcorn. 20 minutes in, I love the shit out of this guy. I can't wait to see what the fuck is going on in this story. I was all up in that shit.
The Martian is a feel-good movie for me.
It is. And again, so surprising to me because again, it's just, space movies by now. They're all kind of the same. And to see that one really just dig its claws into character and make you fucking care about what he was going through and the world he's in. You care about the other characters too. You get to learn their little quirks and shit. I was very pleasantly surprised with that one. Arrival, I didn't watch because I'm sorry. That one is still too hard sci-fi. I just tuned it out. But I really enjoyed
Arrival a lot.
But I know, and that's what I was gonna say. So people who like hard sci-fi like that one. I'm just not a hard sci-fi person. But
and you know what? I don't usually like hard sci-fi. I don't know what it was. I think it was, what I really, really enjoyed was the interactions between
that's what I mean. So that's
what's her face and the aliens.
Exactly. So I didn't actually watch the film. I went to the tropes page and I was kind of just getting the lay of the land. And that's a lot of why that movie did so well, is that it was the first time anyone had really contextualized what it's like to contact something that has absolutely no human baseline. So where does the line for what communication is start? And that's what I thought was fascinating. It's still too much for me, but I was like, oh yeah, just like reading about the different things you come up with to figure out how do you communicate with something that is completely structurally different on a cellular level from you, and just watch it. Like I said, I thought it was fascinating. I thought the reveal of what the aliens were actually doing before was cool. I thought it did a lot of really neat stuff. So all I really did was kind of like get a summary of what that movie was like, and kind of like the bits that I knew that I could kind of put in my own work, I kind of sprinkled in there.
Yeah, I love hearing authors talk about like their influences like that. Here's a piece of this story that I really like over here, and a piece of that story I like over there, and a piece of this, and then I changed it a little bit and put it together with that. And I love hearing it. It's like listening to someone building something out of like pieces of other furniture. Like, I'm going to make this bed, but I'm going to build it out of these two chairs and this desk or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's a really interesting process to hear. Like, I'll listen to anyone talk about their writing process. It doesn't even matter what books they're writing or picking from.
What influences them, what stuck with them, what like stood out to them. What's going to be funny is if he's going to let me keep this character. I blatantly stole Walker from Thunderbolts because I hate him so much, and I put him in the book. Like, I didn't hide it. Like, he looks exactly the same. He's a corporal and all. Like, I needed a military dickhead, and I was like,
did you name him Walker too?
Yes, I named him Walker. His name is Corporal Wyatt Walker. Now, John might make me change him because I just picked his butt up and stuck him in there.
Is it because you want to? So I'm going to take a guess that character dies.
Oh God, does he? God, does he? But like, just
spoiler alert.
For something that could be changed in a year from now. Like I said, I don't know if John will actually let him leave him in there because it's so blatant. But I seriously was just like, I hate that motherfucker so much.
Yeah, that's great.
I needed a one-dimensional bully villain, and I was like, oh, he's perfect. I can't stand him. So I just put him right in there. So he may end up changing him to be less Walker-y. Because I even called him Captain Colonizer at some point in the actual story. So that'll be funny if he ends up changing it. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. It's very Guardians of the Galaxy. I kind of took it in terms of tone and like
another found family.
Exactly. Found family is pretty much in everything I write. I love it. I think that people definitely deserve to find happiness in other people, and it has nothing to do with blood. Just find people that are important to you and love them, and just be happy.
Find your tribe, find your community, whatever you want to call it, like, and it'll help with everything.
Absolutely.
It's great. All right. Well, I love having you here, and I want to keep talking. Speaking of keeping talking, we will be going and hanging out, or I will be going and hanging out in the Discord for a little bit. I am pretty tired, and I need to go to bed because I have to wake up early tomorrow. But I am going to go ahead and hang out in the Discord for a little while. Our lovely guest, it is pretty late. If you guys don't have to join, so don't worry. This is just something I do toward the end of at the end of the show. Just if anyone wants to chat, but make sure to like and subscribe and hit the alert bell on our videos to know when we're going to be doing our next lives. Like I said, we have artist Rachel Reckenberg with us next week. It's going to be a ton of fun. I loved this episode made me feel like sleepovers from when I was a kid a little bit, which was a lot of fun, and a couple of scenes. And very exorcist-y here. There's a lot of horror movie references in this show, and next week is full of Exorcist references.
Yes.
But I think that's it. Unless no, I don't have anything else. Okay. Well, I love all of you awesome nerds, and I love all of you awesome nerds. And I guess we'll see you next week. So say goodnight, Crystal.
Good night, Crystal.